Hey, Larry Ferber, Team Cat in a Hat / Team Velocity 10, 12, which one are we?
6, 5.
5.
And you are?
I'm Brian Payne.
Brian, is this your first year doing a race?
This is year number 2 for me.
Oh, who were you with before?
Stray Cast with Carl Langfield.
That's where I remember you from.
Yeah.
Forgive me for not remembering that one. Larry, how many is this for you?
That's number 5. Number 5. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, there's a funny story about you when Jackson, when you first race, you epoxied your epoxy and your cell phone in the hull.
Right.
In preparation, and you had to go buy more epoxy. And,
yeah, I think I'm trying to remember the whole sequence, but you're right. We broke a port and then we epoxied the port. We had 2 epoxies. And one epoxy was epoxied in a port with our cell phone. Yeah. And
you heard him ring that. I heard.
Couldn't answer.
What? Some of the things we're talking about is some of the things that you like or you don't like about the race. What are some suggestions for those folks that are sailors that want to come do this race, or are sitting teetering on the fence to come and do it, or what have you? What do you like and don't like, and what suggestions would you throw out to them?
It's fair. After like 6 Olympic campaigns and designing several sailboats, I felt that I was prepared. No, seriously, our first year we knew almost nothing and just bought a boat. And I wouldn't suggest that, but I think there's a lot of people out there that are a lot better sailors than they think they are and are intimidated by the challenge. So the question is how do you get those people that should be sailing this race out and sailing it? I think, it takes some money. You have to have supplies and parts. It takes commitment. You got to have your head around this race and say, I'm gonna get on the boat. I'm gonna keep sailing. It's gonna hurt. I'm gonna have pain. I'm gonna be miserable sometimes, but then I'm gonna have beautiful, glorious moments. I mean, for me, when else can you sail 10 hours a day, 6 days in a row, or 12 hours a day in your life and, get 600 miles of sailing? I mean, that's more than most people sail in 10 years, and you can do it in 1 week. So,
I'm glad you said 600, because this race is closer.
It's closer to 600
Closer to
miles
600 than it is, but 500 just kind of flows with the streamers and what. How about yourself? What are your likes and dislikes?
My likes and dislikes. Well, for me, it gives me a lot of purpose to train hard. I wake up in the morning and I go out, run 5 miles, do interval training. But what I like most about it is that you get great people and have a good time. And we learn so much. I mean, you think you know a lot about sailing, and there's always something every day when we're out there on the water that we're gaining. And all the top sailors from this event, they're more than willing to share this knowledge, which is really nice about this class. And I can't say there's too many things I dislike about it. My first year, my hands were shredded, so I guess that would have been last year's dislike, but this year I learned how to prepare myself for that, and from talking to other sailors. And, so dislikes, I don't have too many.
This race was originally put together as a confidence builder for those sailors that weren't quite sure whether they could go for 2 weeks in another field, and it was designed as a stepping stone. First of all, the affordability of it, the time off, the distance, and there's a lot of sailors that couldn't do that. So that was kind of the backbone of what this was going to do. But it still had to be. You still had to feel like you had been in a fight. Now, they didn't want to see anybody get beat up, but they knew that they had to stretch to do it. What's your feeling? What's your feeling about whether we extended this race or we made it shorter, or do you like the concept just the way it is?
I think it'd be great to extend the race. For one, it would be the warm-up, like up to the Tybee Island would be a warm-up for it, and then the rest of it, I think, would be, who's going to really push themselves to that next level, and maybe make it like 2 events, like you were talking about the skippers meeting. So I think I would be for it. I know it would bring a lot more interest to those sailors that want to be the macho man type sailors. I'm not saying I am, but I'd like to try to think I could do it. It would be another challenge in life, you know, goal that I'd like to accomplish. It's just really gratifying to be able to look at a map and be like, yeah, I sail all the way up there on a 20-foot boat, you know.
You guys, you ready to go tomorrow?
Oh yeah, we're more than right. Every day. We're getting more and more prepared. And we didn't have any breakdowns today, so we did fantastic.
Knock some wood there.
Yeah. But we just keep moving up in the standings, and we've had some
gelling.
Yeah, we've had some great stories on the water today. We had music out there on the water, so we were.
We started with 1 hour together on the boat when we hit day one, and
day one, for 1 hour on the boat of preparation as far as sailing together. And Larry's not so used to change on as far as stuff on his boat, and we changed almost every single line, every wire. So we got him, his feathers all ruffled up, but we're doing good. It's all paying off now.
Yeah, guys, I appreciate your time. Is there anything you want to say in closing? Something that this is from the hip. So if you got something you want to say, go for it.
Let's just do it.
I mean, I just get back to the longer race concept. You know, when you start the race, you feel like, here I go again, and this hurts. And day one and day two, you're like, I don't know if I can do this again. And then by today, you're like, we're psyched for tomorrow. By the time you get to the day 6, and you wake up the next day, and you're not sailing anymore, there's a letdown. So that's why I think it'd be nice to have part 2.
Well, maybe you'll step up to the bat and put part 2 on. Whatever. I got my hands full with part 1.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about that though.
Well, not me. I mean, it's like I said, if you want, if it got extended or what have you, I'm happy to coincide.
Gotcha.
But
gotcha.
I have a life too, and I'm the same way. About the time you really see it coming over, it's over. But come Monday morning, I got to go back to work.
Absolutely.
And it just mounts up. And for me, I've done those times. I've done those 2-week stretches and stuff, and I miss it. I miss it to a degree. But financially, you got to think about what financially what it is to put on this race, because number one, it takes. This is a 20+ boat race, and if we're not hitting those numbers, then it's not paying for itself. Of course, like you and like other sailors, sponsorship is not just available like it used to be. It's out there, and we're gonna strike that market. The way to keep this race going is to get more boats.
Yeah.
And then that way, there is no living to be made from this. I promise you.
Yeah.
But the race has to be self-supporting, where it pays for itself, because same as you, it costs you to have a boat, the equipment, the time, and the expense. And I have volunteers, and they take time away, and
food,
so
rooms,
that's it. And they all have jobs, and so it'd be great if we all had that Super Daddy sponsorship.
Yeah.
Then I'd put a 2-week
Come on,
race
Super
on.
Daddy.
I'd put on a 2-week
Come
race
on,
in a
Super
heartbeat,
Daddy.
and not just here, and in that former circuit.
I think Brian said his dad was going to sponsor us. He's going to put races to it.
But that's one of the things it takes. Until we get this one right, and hopefully it's coming into the range where we start getting this one right before I start thinking of going any further with it. And it's the same for all of us. I'm on that same adrenaline fix you guys are. And you hit it on the head the same way. Come Sunday morning, you guys are going home. I'm going to go, man, let's just race back the other way.
Yeah. It's very addictive. So, if you're thinking about doing it or on the fence, I'm sure you can get with some other sailors, ask questions, and get on the website, and we'll make things happen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of boats out there that
aren't
being used.
Get your boat out on the water, exactly.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, thank you.
Good day.
All right.